Hello everybody, I hope you're having an amazing day, and welcome to another tutorial, which is actually, I believe, the second that's posted on the channel. I did a third one, but I don't know if it's still up. But this is the second one. I'm actually planning on this channel to be just tutorials since the last video blew up, and I'm always having trouble with stuff. I'm always searching up tutorials, and I'd love to help other people since I get help. So, basically, you're here because you want to play PlayStation Vita games. But either you don't have one, or yours doesn't work, or you have something similar to that, or something else. Now let me introduce you to Vita3k emulator. Now, a disclaimer before I begin. This is completely safe to use if you use the links that I provided. I have malware bytes and Norton 360, and I have had 0 problems reported. If you get any malicious activities or viruses, do not get mad at me. You are choosing to do this by yourself. Okay, with that out of the way, let's begin. So, what do you need? First, we're going to need Vita3k. So, I'm here on my desktop. All you got to do is open up Google, and I'll have the link in the description. But if you don't know what site to go to, literally just type in Vita3k.org. That'll take you to this website right here. You want to head over here. Now, once you're here at Vita3k, all you have to do is just go to download up here. And I'm doing this on Windows, but whatever you have, I'm not going to be doing an Android tutorial because I actually don't have an Android anymore. I now use iOS. I don't have Mac or Linux, but I'm pretty sure you can find a tutorial online for that. So, for Windows, you want to grab it from GitHub. Now, if you've never been to GitHub, GitHub is basically a place that shows a whole bunch of files. It shows you what's in it. Very complicated. I'm not too great at that, but it's whatever. Now, up here is where you'll find your downloads. You can see my Windows latest. That's what you should have downloaded. Now, what do we need next? We need something called a PUP. I like to call it PUP. Before that, here's something that you should do for this to work. You are going to need Microsoft Visual C++, which you can get on this website. But if you don't want to get on this website, I have a link in the description. So when you're here, all you got to do is go down here, and I would choose this one. This is the correct one. If it says aka.ms, that's correct. Now these are the latest ones. I recommend doing times 64. Unfortunately, I don't think they have a times 32, but I would do an x64. So you'll want to install this. I already have it installed on my computer, and thing is that you might have it installed on your computer. If you run into some type of error saying that you want to repair it or uninstall it, that means you already have it. So you do not need to worry about this. Now, what's the next thing that we need? We need to go to PlayStation.com, and this is where you can get the PUP. Okay, so what you want to do is head over up here to PlayStation.com, support hardware, PSVita, system software, all this. I'll have a link in the description to it. You just want to go down here, and here's what you'll see. Download update. Now, notice that when I left-click, nothing happens. You can see that at the top left up here, it reloads for just a second, and nothing happens. Now, to fix this, because I don't know if this will work for you or not, if you're using Windows, this should be pretty easy. All you have to do is actually go to Windows Edge or whatever it's called. I don't even remember. Microsoft Edge. You'll just want to go to Microsoft Edge, and you'll want to head to that website. Okay, so now that I downloaded it, you can see that it's up here. I removed it, and here's the reason why I removed it. If this does not work for you, then I have one more solution, and it's thanks to somebody on Reddit. So I'll have another link in the description there. If those two don't work, I recommend trying those two first, and if those don't work, then you're going to want to try this last link, which again is safe, so don't worry. And I'll leave this link in the description, alright, and do it on Edge. If you click this, it will then download it right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and find it. As you can see, here it is, my PSV going to go ahead and minimize those. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this on my desktop for the time being. Don't lose it. Just keep that somewhere safe. And okay, on to the next part. This is all the files. Now here's the thing. Before I get onto this, figure out what game you are trying to get. For me, it is Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight. And to get that, I can't give you guys the links due to YouTube policy, so you'll have to do that yourself. But you need a work.bin file, and you'll need a file that's literally has the name of it. Up here in the top left, you can see that I have this thing, Persona 5 Dancing, that. So you'll want to get these two. So it'll be a work.bin folder, and then it'll be your game, which should be a .pkg. Now, this is the part that I am not responsible for. If you get a virus or any malicious thing, you have to figure out a site that's safe for this. When I downloaded my thing, I got a safe. I can't link any websites to safe downloads or anything, but just be careful out there, okay? Make sure you have like McAfee, malware, bytes, Norton, whatever. Don't just have Windows virus protecting. That won't work. I have a Vita3k folder. I'm going to go ahead and just delete these real quick. Now, I made my own folder called Vita3k just so I can keep everything in one safe place for when I install Vita3k. So now let's get into the installation process. Okay, so on to the next part. I'm going to move these out of the way. What you need is to install the Windows latest is what it is. So you're just going to want to move that. That is our Vita3k. Just to remind you, I know it doesn't say Vita3k. Just extract it however you want. If you have 7-zip or, WinRAR, which is what I'm using, go ahead and just extract to Windows latest, whatever you're using. And now you'll have this folder right here. And on the inside, you can see is all of the stuff that we need. So just keep that. You could throw it into your Vita3k folder if you have one. If not, that's fine. You don't even need one in the first place. So keep that stuff safe. Make sure you have your Visual C++ installed, all of that. And now once you're at this step, here's what you should have installed. You should have the Vita3k installed, the PUP installed, your C++ installed, and the game you want installed. Alright, on to the next step, which is when things are just a little bit complicated, not really, but you want to follow step by step on this. Okay, so for the next part, go ahead and open up your Windows latest, which is your Vita3k, and now go down here to your installer. This will pop up. Don't worry about this. Basically, the simple thing, this is where you're going to be installing it. I'm going to just leave it in my C drive, my users, so that's where I'm going to do it. You can change the emulator path if you want. Now that you have all that done, it will say you have completed the initial setup. Then it'll open up this. So for here, all you have to do is hit OK. This is just letting you know that, hey, here's some stuff about this. Here's our Discord. Here's our quick start. Just click this not to show next time, and then hit close. Now here, I already have a user. This is me. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete user. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to delete my user. I'm going to create a new user. So I'll just leave it how it is. For me, I'm just going to switch it to 2 because I already have one. I just leave everything as how it is. Hit confirm, and then hit OK. And now you'll have your user here. Okay, so now for this part, all you have to do to install your game. Now we're going to get to the part where we finally get to play. Go up to File, and whatever you have, if it's PKG, zip, or VPK, I have a PKG, so I'm just going to hit Install PKG, and all you have to do is find where it is. Mine is on my desktop, which is right here. So all I gotta do is install this, hit open, and it will install everything else. And then hit open, and it will install automatically. Now, it may take about a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to install, which is totally normal. If you get an error, do not touch it, leave it, and then just wait. It's still in the process. And then eventually, you'll get to your successfully installed content. It'll have the code name, and then it'll have the name of the game. And then you'll be prompted with delete the archive for this content installed. Just leave it how it is, and then hit OK. So, now you'll see that your game is down here. What you want to do is, you can literally just left click on it, or you can right click and hit start. Now you can see the game is opening up. Now that the game is open, whatever game you chose, what we're going to do for this is, basically, since this is the PlayStation Vita, these are usually controller based. So I don't have a PlayStation, so I'm going to use an Xbox remote. You can choose to use USB to plug it in, or you can have a Bluetooth. I'm using an Xbox One remote. And keep in mind, this game, your games will work just like a PlayStation controller. So it will not use, depending on the game, it'll most likely use the D-pad and the triangle, circle, square, all of that. So you'll just have to get used to figuring out what those controls are for whatever game you're playing. And now you can see that whatever game you have is working. If you want the game to be in full screen, just make sure that you have your game open, and then press F11. And for me, there you go. Now the game might look a little laggy to you guys, but that's just because my game capture isn't working. But now your game should work, and yeah, that's everything. I know this was kind of a longer video. I'll shorten it down just a little bit, but thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button and like button if this helped. If you have any concerns or need help, just leave a comment. I'll try my best to respond. Thank you, and have an amazing rest of your day.